Hey friends, it's Jackeline here. In today's video, I will be doing the eyeshadow palette tag. This tag was created by the beautiful Samantha March here on YouTube, and actually it was in collaboration with Allie Glines, and I'm a subscriber of both of them. I love both of them. What a match made in heaven. In fact, when they uploaded their videos, I received their notifications and I'm like, wait a second, Samantha and Allie together? I'm like, wow. And I thought this was a great idea. It's basically a set of 13 questions. It's not a ranking, it's just basically answering the questions all about your eyeshadow palette, from the newest, the oldest ones, your favorite ones. I mean, there's so many questions right here. So this is gonna be, I don't think a long video, but there's a lot to talk about right here. So what about if we dive in? But before we do so, and if you're new here, I hope that you will consider subscribe to my channel, ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. Come and follow me on my Instagram so you are updated on the new makeup releases and more. And now let's get started. The first category here is your newest palette. And I actually have uploaded, I'm pretty sure, yesterday, my review on this palette, first impressions, whatnot, and eye look. And in fact, I'm using it today. I couldn't resist. I tried my best to hold back to it because I don't need more eyeshadow palettes. But it just kept calling my name. I'm talking about the new Sigma Rosa palette. Oh, when I saw this palette, I was like, okay, the color story is just so me. I love pinks. I love peachy tones. And I know I'm going to get so much use out of this palette that, like I said, I was resisting, holding it high, but I couldn't. And in fact, next week I will be doing some hauls and whatnot, and you may see a couple palettes right there, or at least one more palette. I thought that was gonna be the last palette that I was gonna buy until, you know, next, like a couple weeks from now or a month from now. But this one right here, I just couldn't resist it anymore. And this is actually my first Sigma palette. There's another Sigma palette, the one that came, I think, before this one. I don't know what's the name of it. Garden. It has some green shades. I mean, like, it looks so beautiful. And I have been wanting to get it, but when I saw this one, I'm like, you have to come home. And yes, it made it home. Now, my other category is my oldest palette. And thinking about it, I'm like, I do have my oldest palette with me. I do. But I didn't know whether, okay, is it my oldest palette on my collection? Because I started my YouTube channel not too long ago, about a year ago. And when I started my YouTube channel, I really wanted to kind of like gather stuff together. And I went ahead and purchased the Jackeline Hill palette with Morphe. This palette right here. And I thought, well, maybe this is my oldest palette, but no. Not really. Not really, because that's from my collection to start my YouTube channel and when I was like intrigued again with makeup. But certainly my oldest palette is one from Lancome, and is this baby right here. Is the Color Design 101 Bronze Amour. Is this one right here. And oh my gosh, you can see I hit pan hard. I had like so many of these ones throughout the years. And call me cheap right here. I mean, prior YouTube, I was a very minimalistic type of girl in makeup. I didn't have as much of the makeup collection that I have nowadays. Not at all whatsoever. I was very simplistic. And this was it. In fact, secret, out loud secret right here. I used to go to Macy's and bought just my Lancome mascara, what is it called? I think it was Definistils mascara. That was my go-to mascara back on the days. And with that purchase, usually they had like a bonus gift, and on that bonus gift, usually you were able to get this palette. And that's how I got this palette so many times. And this is a palette that honestly, looking back to it and looking back to one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes and the color stories that I like go to, there's a reason why this eyeshadow palette, it's something that I love so much. and that I use it for so long. I'm honest with you, for many years. And the third question is my most expensive palette. And I mean, this is a question that it depends how you perceive it. What have you paid for it? Like how much money you have paid for it? And I have that particular palette right here, right next to me. But if you're thinking about like, okay, what about per gram, because these only comes with 2 grams of products, are my Chanel palettes. They cost $65, or my Chantecaille palettes. These definitely right here are the most expensive per gram of product. But if we're talking about how much money I put out on a palette, like boom, like this, and that definitely has to be Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. Now I only own the 15-pan eyeshadow palettes on the big format, because I also own the other ones, the one that they have the smaller pans. But I know she has the ones that they are 28-pan palettes, and those are extremely expensive too. I have been tempted, don't get me wrong, but I have to say that I'm super happy with Natasha Denona eyeshadows. They are of the highest quality, they blend super easy, and I have to say that after you try Natasha Denona palettes, there's no way back. I mean, like, the formulas that she has the matte cream formulas that not a lot of people like, but I certainly love, mostly because I do have a lot of falls on my eyelids, and for me it's just so easy to blend. I love her shimmer shades. I mean, everything that she does is just so beautiful. The color stories. I'm now calling myself a collector of Natasha Denona, and I will never regret. I know they are super expensive, so it's best to wait for a sale, sometimes run by Natasha Denona herself or Sephora, whatever it is, but I will never regret getting one of these palettes. I'm going on to the most affordable eyeshadow palette. I know a lot of people may say, ooh, that may be ColourPop, but no. No. I recently made a video using very affordable drugstore products that they are worth the money, worth the hype. And I mean, if you are a subscriber of mine, I do have a lot of reviews on luxury products. That's my main thing. I love luxury stuff. But I also cannot negate that there are some products out there in the drugstore that they are so good. And one of them is this little friend right here, is the Bite Size Eyeshadow Quads by e.l.f. at $3 a piece. That's unheard of. I mean, like, you can get a single eyeshadow perhaps for $4, $3.50. I mean, 4 shades right here. I mean, these are not like the best, extraordinary, out of the world quality, but I think it is really good beyond its retail price. It does perform excellent. Mostly the shimmer shades. The matte shades, you have to work a little with them, but I think overall, $3, if you're really in a tight budget, no brainer right here, go get it. It's a good one. And now into my everyday eyeshadow palette. And these may come a little bit as a surprise for you, because I don't mention it here very often on my channel. Because here on my channel, I'm usually doing a review of a new product and things like that. So I don't get to mention it. But honestly, when I'm in a rush and I just want like something quick, easy, simple, blendable and whatnot, I usually go with my KKW Beauty. This is the classic palette. This palette right here, I just love it. It does have your common neutral shades. It does have this coppery shade right here that I love, your golden tone, your champagne tone, and I find it so easy to use, and it just have beautiful pigmentation, and I have grabbed it so many times. Like I said, it's a palette that is extremely easy to use, and that's why I call it my everyday palette, because yeah, I just grab it and quick out of the door, that's it. This is the palette that I go for. Now my most colorful eyeshadow palette, and you're gonna be like, what are you doing? And this is by no means in a despective way or anything like that, but when you see it, you're like, you own this palette? Is the BH Take Me Back to Brazil palette. And I mean, this is colorful. So colorful. I mean, you have every single gradient of like pink and purples and blues and greens and whatnot, and you're like, what are you doing with that palette? I never see you using these colors. Well, I bought this palette for a reason, for my kids, because they were doing performances, mostly my oldest girl, and also for Halloween. So that's why I have it right here. And personally, I have literally only used it for Halloween stuff. But yeah, it's part of my collection. So this is my most colorful eyeshadow palette. Now, which one it is my smallest eyeshadow palette? And I mean, you can say perhaps, you know, again, the Chanel, maybe this mini Natasha Denona retro palette, or any of the mini ones, or even the e.l.f. But honestly, something that is just like tiny, so petite, just as this name, is the BCR Petite Eyeshadow Palette. I mean, this is petite, and you're gonna be like, well, that's bigger than the Natasha Denona and the Chanel. Wait and see inside. I'm sure you have seen this one right here. I made a review on this palette, and it actually was a beautiful collaboration with my friend here on YouTube, Michelle Wan. Yeah, do you see these? 12 eyeshadows condensed in this mini, tiny size palette. Let me put it side by side right here with Natasha Denona. Do you see it right there? The difference in the size of the pans. This is tiny. Tiny. And the word petite certainly fits this eyeshadow palette. It's so cute. I adore it. I love it. I even compare it to the Divine Rose from Pat McGrath. I mean, it's not identical, different formulations, but if you needed, you know, kind of have an alike finish, like color story, I'm like, you know, this can give it to you. Doesn't have the duochromes or nothing like that, but it's there. It's there, and I just love it so much. I think BCR does a great job with their eyeshadows, and yes, this is my tiniest, smallest eyeshadow palette. Now, my biggest eyeshadow palette, and that is still in the box, is this Morphe and James Charles eyeshadow palette. I bought this right here just for the pure fun of like maybe the hype. I don't know, but I never used that. It's still in the box. Why I bought it? I don't know. I don't know why I bought it. I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad or anything like that, because I do own another Morphe palette, and in fact I did swatch this shade right here and this shade right here, but then that was it. And then unfortunately I haven't been, you know, digging into it, perhaps because it's just so big. I don't like any more big palettes. I do have another couple big palettes from Morphe, the 35 pan one, you know, like the Jackeline Hill one, but they just don't fit on my organization, and that kind of like bothers me, because I don't like to have things outside. I like to have everything inside doors that I cannot see it, and just have clean, clear counter space. I'm not the person that I'm displaying my stuff. It's like, I don't like that. It just feels like too much clutter. I just want, you know, like everything clean, everything white is possible, and just clear space for energy to just circulate through my house. And that's why I try to do not go anymore for these type of eyeshadow palettes, but definitely this is my biggest eyeshadow palette. And now into the best memory palette. I think I have a tie right here, depending on how you see it. I think this category has so many feelings tied into. Definitely this palette right here holds so many beautiful memories in my life, and I'm talking about the Lancome, my oldest palette. There's so many things about it. When I first met my husband, I was wearing this palette. When I knew I was having my first baby, I was wearing this palette. Then I had my children, and my oldest kids, they are only 1 year apart. So believe me, I was a very minimalistic girl. I didn't have much time to put makeup on. So I just grabbed this palette often, like all the time. So this has gone through anniversaries, birthdays. So there's so many feelings and memories tied with this palette that is very, very special. And the other palette that holds so many feelings for me is this Scott Barnes palette. And this holds feelings for me on my little amount of time that I have been here in YouTube. This is a small channel. I had been here for a year and a few months, and I remember getting this palette just because obviously it's Scott Barnes, obviously he's the makeup artist from, you know, Jennifer Lopez, and I wanted to review it. I wanted to have it on my hands, and I remember reviewing it, and then the moment that I felt like I cannot believe it, Scott Barnes left a comment on that video, and then later, a couple days after, he created this mini video clip that he posted on his Instagram of different YouTubers that we had made a review on his new collection, and I was there. So this holds a, you know, a good memory in my heart as a YouTuber, because it's like, wow, Scott Barnes coming here to this YouTube channel, you know, get a comment right there, get in that communication mode. It just felt like so surreal and also so humble of him, because believe me, there are so many different makeup artists or, you know, big influencers that they will launch stuff, and I know that they can obviously don't go to, you know, they are not able to get to every single person, you know, uploads a review for them, but he did it for so many people, YouTubers big and small, and I'm like, that talks really highly about Scott Barnes, how much he put all the love and his passion to put this palette together. And this is a gorgeous palette, and if you have the opportunity to get it, you will not regret it. The formula on this palette is outstanding, and the color story is just marvelous. So yeah, definitely this one holds a very special spot in my heart. Worth the Hype palette, they are many. I have many, but I had to choose this one because it was not only different from the brand, but I thought, I mean, like, there was so much hype about it. We know Anastasia Beverly Hills, she does amazing eyeshadow palettes. Most of her eyeshadow palettes have been great. But when this was announced that Norvina was coming with her own Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette, I think a lot of people went crazy. And there's a reason why. I mean, like, I absolutely love the color story right here. I think this is Norvina in Anastasia way. You know, is that still pinky tones, purple tones, lavender tones, but without being too bold, too wild, too unicorn type. I think definitely this one is a very good representation of that mix between what it is the brand Anastasia Beverly Hills and bringing in Norvina into the play. And I remember not being able to put this palette down at all and whatsoever. And there's a reason why. I mean, this is a beautiful palette. If you like to play a little bit around with pinks and purples, I think this gives you that variation right there, that you still have your neutrals, but you can still be a little bit more playful. And going into the opposite side, the palette that is not worth the hype, and the palette that I'm putting right here, it really pains me, because if you have been a subscriber of mine, you know that I love this brand so much. I review most of her products, if not all of them, and I have like a huge collection of Charlotte Tilbury. But this palette right here, I just reviewed not too long ago, is one of her color-coded palettes, and I was hoping more of it, but it didn't give me that. It's the Super Blue Eyeshadow Palette by Charlotte Tilbury. As you can tell, the color story is beautiful, but the performance is not what I expected. I expected for this blue right here to be mesmerizing, to be something like along the lines of Pat McGrath blues, that it would just be one swipe and it would be just a real blue, mostly being, you know, kind of like a shimmer shade. I know is one of her celestial shades, but even for that, it just doesn't give me that vibe. And then this navy blue right here, it goes on the lids more like a almost black color, very like, yeah, nothing interesting. It doesn't remain that navy shade. And then this shade right here on my skin tone and my undertone kind of looks a little bit muddy, and I just don't like it. So I'm hoping to give it another try, but definitely this color-coded eyeshadow palette, this one right here, no, nothing for me. I will have to say on the opposite side, if you have been eyeing one of these ones, the one in Copper Charge is exquisite. Same thing with that one in maroon. I don't remember the full name, but the maroon one, lovely too. But this one, unfortunately, not worth the hype. And this next category was kind of hard for me because this is the favorite palette from your favorite brand. And that's the part that it was hard for me. Favorite brand. I love so many different brands. Natasha Denona is one of them. Charlotte Tilbury too. So this was hard. But one palette that is just, I said it over and over again, this is a palette that has to have my name on it because I love it so much, is Pat McGrath Divine Rose. This palette is just Jackeline in the palette. Is so beautiful, mauve tones, this duochrome of peach and pink. This color story is just so beautiful. I know some people will be like, this is so boring, there's more Pat McGrath, but this is the one that is my favorite one because it's the one that I, get the most use out of it. I love the color story, and in fact today I posted on my Instagram too. Pat McGrath just announced her new launch is the Divine Rose 2. Guess who is going to try to get it, because you know how it is with Pat McGrath. Hopefully there's enough inventory, but I'm going to try to get my hands on it because that Divine Rose 2 is just also a gorgeous palette. But yeah, this is my favorite palette. Favorite brand, there's a tie right there. A hard tie between different brands, but definitely favorite palette of all times. And the last category of this tag is my most used palette. And that one has to be my Tom Ford Suspicion palette. This is my most used one out of all, honestly. I mean, like, the other ones, yeah, I have used it, but the one that I just like, I wanted more and more and more. I'm a girl of summer, and to me, this calls for summer all year round. I love the golden tones. This can be also like, holiday season because, again, those golden cashmere tones, the champagne, I mean, it's just so gorgeous. It goes so well with my skin tone. I just grabbed for it, and I hope that he will never discontinue it because this is such an amazing, good palette. If you have been wanting to dive in onto Tom Ford makeup and you don't know what to use, and you like this type of, color story, these golden tones, this quad right here is, chef's kiss. And with this, my friends, is the end of my tag. I think this is the second tag that I'm doing right here on my channel. My first tag I did was with my daughter. It was a fun one. I invite you to, take a look at it. It's the tiny face. Jamie French, she came out with this tiny face little take right here. And I know there's a lot of controversy about it right now, like who started the trend and whatnot. But I was inspired by Jamie French, and that's what it is. And I had a lot of fun. It was kind of like a early Mother's Day birthday present. So if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. It's a lot of fun. It's really funny. It's just very like, casual, relaxed, just following up and just throwing a laugh right there, okay? And now I would love to know what palettes are on each of these categories from your side. So leave them in the comments down below. Also, if you want to tag some of the YouTubers that you would like to see doing this tag, that would be amazing. I will also be tagging a couple people, see who joins the party. I had a lot of fun doing this video. It was tough. Don't get me wrong. It was tough on certain categories. It was really tough. If you're new here, I hope that you will consider once again subscribe to my channel. You have great content right here. Also, do not forget to ring the bell because otherwise YouTube will not let you know whenever I upload new videos. Come and check my Instagram. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share with family and friends. Thank you so much again for watching. Until the next time, you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.